Canucks fans, my name is RevTrev. Welcome to Kempner Canucks, and today we're talking about the love affair that Canucks fans have with the plans and the players of the Vancouver Canucks. Now, is it wrong to be in love? No, love is a wonderful, wonderful feeling, right? It's great, it's wonderful, and so many things. But I want to talk about the love affair of our team, of our fans, and rightfully or unrightfully so, it is what it is. Now, some of you are looking and saying, Trevor, there's someone behind you here. Why do you have a Taylor Swift cutout in your office? Okay, well, let me tell you about it. Okay, so Taylor Swift. My daughter loves Taylor Swift. She's a mega fan, okay? She's a Swiftie, all right? And she's been trying to get tickets to Seattle, to Toronto, to Vancouver. Can't get a ticket, okay? She's totally obsessed. I wouldn't say like she's next level weird about it, but she's a big fan. She's been trying to figure out a way how to get to a Taylor Swift concert. Loves all her songs, or most of her songs, knows them off by heart. She's really fun to go to a concert with. She sings all the words of these songs. It's crazy, but she's trying to get to Taylor Swift. And you know what the craze is? The Swifties are a real force, right? Their love for Taylor is unprecedented. And some of you are saying, how does this relate to the Vancouver Canucks? Trust me, it's going to get there. It's going to get there. By the way, it was my daughter's graduation, high school graduation this weekend. Had a massive get-together. Family, friends came and traveled, came here to celebrate. We've had an awesome weekend with my daughter, celebrating her life, her graduation, her future. It's been an awesome weekend. And the reason why I tell you that is because her aunt had one of these and she brought one and she put it in the house. So when my daughter came home, there's Taylor Swift. So I've literally put her I have these glass doors in my office and I put her there. And every time someone comes by, they're like, whoa, and they get freaked out. So I'm going to keep her there. Keep freaking everyone out, okay? But you know, the obsession with Swifties is insane. It's insane. It's like the Beatles. It's like the Rolling Stones back in the day. People are weird about Taylor Swift, and she's making millions, billions of dollars from her fans, and it's amazing to see. It's weird. It's addictive. It's next level. But sometimes as Vancouver Canucks fans, we do the same thing, don't we? We get so obsessed with certain players and certain plans. It's like we can't see out of it. And so we've got to think about this. And this is what this video is. I've been thinking about this because I've been kind of preparing myself. Like I've been saying for a while now that the more I think about it, the more I think this team is going to look vastly different than the last season. And I loved last season. It was fantastic. We exceeded expectations. We made noise in the playoffs like I predicted, both of those things. Now, I did think we were going to beat Edmonton. Oh, that's another thing. So we'll talk about some players. We'll also talk about we're going to talk about the Stanley Cup Game 7 Monday night. Like, are you kidding me right now? Game 7? Like, Game 7 Stanley Cup Finals, right? We're going to talk about that later. But I want to talk about a number of players that we are absolutely obsessed with. I'm just making one more banner here as I talk. So let's talk about the obsession. We have a love affair with a number of players, and I'm included in some of those things, and so we'll talk about it. But let's talk first and foremost about Dakota Joshua, okay? Dakota Joshua, he's a fan favorite, everyone. He came to the team. He kind of was, in not, I would say, highly touted, but loved his size, loved his potential, and listen, he became what we had hoped. And now there's a number of fans and people in my DMs, which is on my comments. I mean, by the way, if you like passionate, realistic, and honest Canucks content, hit the like and subscribe. Also, follow me on my socials, Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Just follow Kempner Canucks, okay? So, but people are coming into the comments and saying, yet again, Kempner Canucks fails to talk about Dakota Joshua. Okay? So today we're talking about Dakota Joshua because of that fan who's obsessed, who thinks it's absolutely foolish that the Vancouver Canucks are not even considering. There's no talk going on right now that Dakota Joshua is going to come back. And there is an obsession. Like, everyone wants Joshua back. The Vancouver Canucks want Joshua back. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's great that people want the Vancouver Canucks to bring him back. The problem is salary cap, the money. How do you handle the money? And we all know that Dakota has had a career year last year with Vancouver. Part of it, I believe, is having Rick Tocchet as the coach and having that coaching system, being in a certain scheme. He's been living up to his potential. The question about Dakota Joshua is, and I've been saying this for a while, is this the trend and he's trending upwards, or is this his career year? Is this the career year? Okay. So that's the question. And how much do you pay this young man? I think he's worth a lot of money, but we can't afford everyone. So you have to prioritize. And obviously, Hronek was the domino effect guy, right? We need to remind ourselves about that. Landing Hronek was really, really important, right? And let's just remind ourselves of that 7.25 million over 8 years, and he's the domino effect, right? It affects what we do with Joshua. It affects what we do with all the UFAs. Okay, we can't afford them all. Now, granted, we offered Lindholm, apparently, this is the rumor, this is what's been reported, 7 times 7, right? 7 million times 7 years. He declined that. What if he would have taken that? Who wouldn't have we gotten? Again, the domino effects happen, right? But we nailed down Dakota Joshua. No, we don't, because he's not a priority right now. Why is he not a priority? Do we not like his size? Do we not like what he did this year? Do we not like him on the penalty kill? Do we not like his offensive production? No, we like it all. It comes down to cash. And at the moment, we can't afford Dakota Joshua. He was making dirt cheap contract. A lot of people believe that he wants upwards of $4 million. And people are like saying, we were on fire until Dakota Joshua got injured. We should bring him back. And I think there's a legitimate argument about that. But here's the thing. This is where I'm gonna pump the brakes a little bit on the love affair of Dakota Joshua. He's a third line left winger, everyone. He's a third line left winger. Listen, we're already paying Garland $4.95 million, and he's a third pairing right winger. That's what he is. I think he should be playing in the top 6. That's why they signed him. That's why they gave him $4.9 million as a contract, because they believed he was going to be a top 6 right winger. That's what they thought, but he isn't. Now, this year he had a fantastic year, and we'll see what happens. But you can't pay your third liners all this money. Like, listen, we're already failing at the Mikheyev moment. For some reason, Alvin thought that Mikheyev was worth $4.95 million for 4 seasons. Then he goes and blows out his gets that ACL surgery or knee injury, right? So gets the surgery done, gone from the lineup, comes back, does not have a good year. We still have 2 more seasons at that. You can't continually afford to pay your bottom 6 all this money. And that's where it comes down with the crunch. Now, some people have argued, and especially this gentleman who's argued in my comments, that Joshua is a guy who they should be putting Pettersson with Joshua and Garland, and they should be riding it out. You know what? That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all. But here's the thing. Why haven't they? They put Lindholm with those 2 guys. Why aren't those guys getting that? If they're that good, and if Josh was this good, why aren't we signing a guy who hits that much, has that great of size, who's now becoming an offensive threat, who's great on the penalty kill? There's a reason for that. They don't believe he's worth the money. The problem is we've got a love affair with Dakota Joshua, right? We got a love affair with Dakota Joshua. I'm going to talk about 4 people: Dakota Joshua, Nikita Zadorov, Jake Guentzel, and Elias Pettersson. If you have someone else, please post in the comments. I'll get to them as well. Okay. Who do you think that Canucks fans are totally in love with? There's nothing wrong. Like, obviously, we love Quinn Hughes. We love JT Miller. There's a love affair for Brock Besser, and rightfully so, everyone. Okay. But these other players, let's talk about them for a moment. Now, I got a confession to make. I'm in love with bringing Nikita Zadorov back to Vancouver. I am the hype train man. I am confident that we're bringing him back. Okay, absolutely confident. I think we should. I think we will. I think he wants to come back. I think the Canucks want him back. I think the fans want him back. And then there's a little bit like you're hearing now, oh, he wants too much money. Oh, man, he wants this. He wants that. There's no way you can afford him and blah, 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 blah. There's no way you can afford the 5 times 5 or 6 times 6. Listen, I've been thinking about this a lot, and you may have seen it in my last video. I believe the reason why Vancouver and Zadorov have not made a contract deal is because the Vancouver Canucks, and I have no way of reporting this. This is my best guess. They have offered him a pay increase from 3.75 million to 4.75 million. I have this feeling that's what they're offering him. They offered him 4.5 and he said no. They came with another offer and said 4.5. Okay. I think Zadorov wants 5.5 or 5.25. Actually, let me just let. I think Zadorov would come to Vancouver for 5.25. And they're in the negotiation in the bend and don't break. I am totally in. Like, I love the idea that Zadorov's going to be back. I believe it's going to happen. I could be wrong, but what happens? And this is the problem. If you're on the Joshua bandwagon, if you're on the Zadorov bandwagon, what happens if they don't end up coming back? Are you going to be okay? I'm going to be real with you. It's going to take me a few weeks, maybe a few months to get over the fact that Zadorov's not coming back. But I'm convinced he's coming back. But if he does not, if they can't afford him, if the bend don't break and then Zadorov does not bend, and he goes somewhere else, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be disappointed. I know there's going to be a ton of Canucks fans that are going to be disappointed. And this is what the argument that drives me nuts. Like, why would you pay Zadorov $5 million plus up to $6 million for a third pairing defenseman? The recency bias is so ridiculous. No. Wait. I'm telling you this right now. This has nothing to do with recency bias. The fact is, not Pettersson, Zadorov is a playoff player. That's why I want him on the team. You need to fill your team with playoff guys. He's a playoff guy. I love his intimidation factor. I love his hitting. I love that he can score. I love that when someone drops the glove, someone nails one of our guys nails somebody, and they all of a sudden they drop they're going to look and want to fight to drop the gloves, and it's Zadorov, and they're like, I'm good. I'm good. I want guys like that on my team. This is Drago from Rocky. I'm going to break you kind of guy, right? This is why I'm all in. This is why there's a love affair with bringing him back for me. I'm all in. But what happens if he doesn't come back? All these people are saying he's a third line pairing. He's a fifth or sixth defenseman. That's absolute garbage. In this system, he's better than Soucy. Why in the world would the Canucks offer him, let's say, $4.75 million if he wasn't better than Soucy? In the playoffs, he played second pairing minutes. You need to understand that. So these recency bias garbage takes, honestly, I'm so frustrated with them. Maybe if you're saying that and you're in the media or you're a YouTuber like myself, I'm not saying you're garbage. I'm saying your take is garbage. Nikita Zadorov is a guy you want on your team. He's an incredible interview as well. I mean, stop talking to Captain Quinn. Just talk to Zadorov. The guy is hilarious. He's always burning the Oilers, the Flames. Like, he is the guy you want on your team. He helps with the rivalry. He helps with the intimidation factor. He helps with the production. It seems like his teammates like him. Coaches like him. Of course, everyone likes him. So just sign him on the dotted line, but stop saying that he's a third pairing defenseman. The problem is, if we can't afford him, if he's priced himself out of Vancouver, if we end up signing like someone like Guentzel or a big name, and we can't afford Zadorov, it's going to be hard for me. It's going to be hard for me. What do you think? What do you think about Joshua? What do you think about him? Now, this is the other one, Jake Guentzel. Listen, he's good. He's really good, everyone. I think he could be the answer to the right wing of Pettersson. I think there's a possibility. Like, I do not think bringing in Lindholm was a great idea. I did not like how much we gave up for him. I did love how well he played center. I did love how he won faceoffs, but he was not what we needed on this team. We needed a right winger to go with Pettersson. Mikheyev was an awful choice to put together with Pettersson. They did not click. Granted, Pettersson gave him passes, got him open. He could not score to save his life. Honestly, his hands of cement. We get it. Why did they continually try to? And then it's like Pettersson's struggling. Yeah, well, you put him with Höglander and Mikheyev, and it didn't work. Then you put Lindholm on the side, and it really didn't work either because he's not a winger. He's a centerman. Lindholm's a centerman. And it's like, okay, we'll put Lindholm in the middle and Pettersson at the wing. Okay, now you're paying a winger $11.6 million. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But Jake Guentzel could be the answer. The problem is the Canucks are obsessed that we're getting Guentzel. What are the chances that we're actually getting Guentzel, everyone? Why? Because someone said this would be a good fit? There have been rumors that Guentzel does not want to come to Canada. What would happen if the Canucks don't land Guentzel? He goes somewhere else, stays in Carolina, goes to, and you name whatever team. Though the Canucks are front runners, that does not mean we're landing him. What are you going to do? You're so locked in on this one guy. What are you going to do if we don't sign him? Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to sign him. I just think $9 million for his production, who he's played with Crosby most of his career, I'm a little nervous. That's a lot of money, and it's a lot of term. So I'm just not there. I'm not there yet. I'm all in. If we go and get Guentzel, trust me, I'll be happy. I don't know if I'll be happy if we get Guentzel and we lose Zadorov. I don't know if I'll be happy then. Okay. But I'm just saying right now, I'm nervous. I'm really nervous about it. Like, I'm more in like, I would love Marcia's show. I think Reinhart's going to stay in Florida. But, I mean, Reinhart would be another great guy to bring on. But we're so locked in. The love affair for Jake Guentzel is insane. And I'm just like worried that it's like been so built up. And what if it crumbles? What are you going to do? Do you think that we failed? I don't think we failed. If we tried to land him, maybe the Canucks like, I just don't think $9 million is thing, and they offer him 8.2, and you're like, why are you doing that? You got to ask yourself a question. Do you want Jake? Are you so like it's Jake Guentzel or bust? It's like you've bought that you're all in on the Kool-Aid, right? It's like you got Jake Guentzel glasses on. It's very possible the Vancouver Canucks could land him. I hope they do, but I'm not sure. I do like the fact that he's an effective winger. He can play with Pettersson. I think you need to surround Pettersson with some players to play with. Speaking of Pettersson, as you know, I have been nervous about this young player of ours for a while. I did not think he was going to re-sign with Vancouver. I had a feeling by the way he was talking that he was done. He actually bluffed me on that one. And he signed on the dotted line, signed the biggest contract in Canucks history, and then went out and did not perform in the playoffs, struggled a number of times in the regular season. And there is a love affair with Elias Pettersson. And when I have been critical of Pettersson, so many people have been commenting and saying, you're just a hater. You don't like Pettersson, all this kind of stuff. You're out to lunch. Don't you dare talk about Elias Pettersson that way. And I understand. I get it. I'm pushing against the grain of the fandom. People are in love with Pettersson, and I have no problem that people get paid. I have no problem that he's making $11.6 million on one condition, that he produces. I don't care. You go make whatever money you're going to make, but produce. I'm sorry. I am done protecting Pettersson. I like him as a player. I hope that he's going to just ball out and just become the greatest Canuck of all time. But what I'm seeing, I'm nervous about him, and he's got to produce. And I'm not saying you just got to produce in the regular season and score 80 or 90 or 100 points. I'm talking about in the playoffs. You have to be the guy. You're the third highest paid player, I believe, in the NHL. Maybe less. Maybe you're top 5. I don't even know what you are. All I know is you're one of the highest paid players, and you're not playing like that. You're not playing like that yet. You had 102 points with Kuzmenko, may I add. I'm done protecting him. And I understand there's a love affair with the Canucks organization and the fans, and all these people are buying Pettersson. I had a Pettersson jersey. I sold it because I did not think he was coming back. He shocked me by signing with us. The thing is, he has to produce, and I am done. I don't. When you ask me, who are your favorite players on the Vancouver Canucks, I think Pettersson's like 5 or 6, maybe 7th. I think there's better players on this team. I love JT Miller better. I love Quinn Hughes better. I love Demko better. I love Zadorov better. I'm telling you that right now. I know he's only played part of a season. I like the way he plays better. I like him a lot more. I like Brock Besser probably better than Pettersson. And I'm not saying that I'm not trying to disrespect him. He's not my favorite. I'm not in the love affair with Pettersson, but I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that he proves me wrong. I hope that he produces, okay? So I'm going on. I mean, this has been 25 minutes of me talking about these 4 players. I would love to know your thoughts. And then we're going to get into, so we're going to dive into some questions, and then we're going to get into conversation about Game 7 Stanley Cup Finals. Who's going to win? That's what we're going to get into. So let's go first of all to comments. And first of all, let me just take this down, and then we'll get into comments. All right. Hey, Coach Rob Willie, welcome. Was the same with Bo Horvat. Dreamer, you're right. We had a love affair with him. And at that time, I made a video called The Angry Plan. And I said, I think the plan is we're keeping JT Miller, and we should, over Bo Horvat. If that's the question, we should do that. And everyone's like, no, you're ridiculous. You're stupid. You shouldn't say things like that. The love affair of Bo Horvat, you're right, was insane. And I like Bo. I think he's a great guy. He also is having a career year. But boy, were Alvin and Rutherford right about that one, right? I mean, great, good, really good player. I thought he was a good captain. JT Miller's just better. Ryan says, if we can get Guentzel, I can say confidently that we won't get Zadorov, assuming Mikheyev doesn't get traded. I do. That's a realistic possibility. What if Zadorov makes $4.75 million though and stays with Vancouver? You think we could do it? All depends on how much we get. What if we get Guentzel for 8.5? But I do think Mikheyev needs to be traded in order for us to get both of them. I'm going to get into this question later, so we'll get in there. So, and my sister-in-law Maria, she is a diehard Oilers fan. Love that you're here, Maria. So glad you're here. Monday's going to be awesome. Can't wait. Okay, Carol, thank you so much for the donation. How am I doing? Doing great. Just talked about my daughter's graduation. So you heard that, I believe, at the beginning of this video. Had an awesome time. So I'm doing well. God bless you too. Been praying for you, actually, Carol. I know that your health hasn't been good, so I've been praying for you. Just want you to know. I was just wondering. I actually sent you a text, but I didn't realize it went to a landline, so it never went through. I was telling you I was praying for you. I was hoping that you're doing well. Did the Canucks do something today? No, they didn't. Come on, Maria. You're gonna let. Isn't that hilarious? By the way, Maria. Like seriously, isn't that so funny? It just sounds really depressing. What is happening for what's happening? I don't think it's depressing yet. Raj, you say that no chance, no chance. What do you mean by that? Oh yeah, you're talking about. You're probably talking about Dakota Joshua because I'm going back now. Yeah, I mean, everyone wants Ryan, like Dakota Joshua, to come back, but he deserves to get paid. I just don't know. You can't afford them all. You can't afford them all. They said they've made a final offer to Zadorov, and they're waiting on a response, unannounced. They're also, I believe, Milstein says they're being very patient with the Canucks, and that's why he got permission to also trade Mikheyev away too. So I think they're in the process of trying to make it work. If he leaves, it'll be the saddest day since Garth Snow left the Canucks. Really? Since Garth Snow left the Canucks? That was a sad day. I don't know. Interesting, Coach Rob. They traded the captain of the team over money, so if it comes down to money, they'll walk. That's true. Canuck Tony, you're right. Guentzel would fit well. Yes, sometimes I spelled his name wrong too. If they get Jake Guentzel, they're going to have to let Dakota or Big Z go. Yep. I think there's a scenario we could get them both, Z and Dakota, but we'll see. I think they could have gone all the way if Demko was just healthy and Brock Besser was healthy in Game 7. I think that's true. That's possibility. It's possibility. I don't know. They didn't have the scoring, though. I don't think they had the right lineup, to be honest. Not loving Lindholm, Joshua for at least 3, and Zadorov less than 5 for 4 years. Love them both. Let's stay responsible. Yep. A lot of people want to talk about Toffoli. I mean, I think he's an excellent player. He's not Guentzel level, but he's cheaper and also, but he's slower too. And they said they wanted a faster, so I'm not sure they're going to go after Toffoli. That's another one, by the way, Canuck Tony. I think there's a love affair with Toffoli, with Tanev. I should have put those guys in the thumbnail. I'm mad at myself now. Chris Tanev to come back, and I'm like, I just think it's a pipe dream. I don't know if those guys want to come back. If no to Toffoli, you want Guentzel. Interesting. I mean, that's like double the price. I think when you're talking about Zadorov being a beast is right. Yeah. Everyone don't forget, like Personalized says, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. If you want to donate towards the channel on YouTube, you still can. You can become a member like Carol has done tonight, which is such a blessing. Yeah, what a blessing. I'm critical of him too. I'm pretty much stuck and investing into him. They need to step up for the amount of money he's making. I agree. I think Pettersson needs to produce. I'm not too familiar with Guentzel's play. Is he a physical player? No, he's not. Does he have grip? No, he's not that kind of a player. He's fine, but I feel like we need more grit on this team. I know, but like we need more scoring, right? That's what I think. He needs help, a gritty player to make room. That could be true. I mean, maybe. Why didn't they put Joshua with them, Monty? I don't understand. Yeah, he's not gritty at all. I think Dreamer says, I think Ilya Mikheyev's play also took a dip with Petey's play as he stopped scoring after the All-Stars game. Yeah, but most likely Mikheyev has scored the most. Mikheyev has scored his 21 goals, 10 less while injured. Shannon, but he's got a no trade clause until next season, right? Like it doesn't kick in until next season. Then we're stuck with him, or he has the control. He has the control of where he goes, what teams he can go to. But yeah, I mean, right? That's a lot of money to not produce. He should have taken 8 to 9 million per year if he needs someone else to help him produce. I know, but if someone's offering you 11.6 million, but you said no, I just deserve 8, you wouldn't do that. That's why he didn't do it, right? And again, Canuck Tony, Pettersson's not my favorite, but I still like him. I still like him as a player. As a player, I like watching him. I want him to succeed. And I'm a huge JT Miller fan. Love what he does in Vancouver. Joey, I like Höglander more than Pettersson. I mean, I'm in that realm too, if it's close. I love Höglander, but I think I still like watching Pettersson more. Yeah, Hogue and Besser are awesome. Yeah. Shannon, you and I are the love affair of Zadorov, right? Absolutely. I respect Bo, but I was not ever a fan of him as captain. Would have been better if they kept him with an A or no letter. Let him focus on playing hockey instead of being the face of the franchise. Interesting take. I didn't mind him being the captain at all. I hope PD is the 4th or 5th greatest of all time. Going to be hard though, competing with Hendrick, Hughes, Naslund, Linden. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but he might be able to pull it off. Petey was my favorite, but I like Sheloves and Brock. Yeah, exactly. And there's nothing wrong if you like Sheloves better, Brock better. That's fine. We don't have to be fans of every single player on our team. Shannon wants the Oilers to win on Monday. They're waiting to see if Mikheyev gets traded. Yep, I agree. Trade Demko. I know, Monty, you've been on this bandwagon of. I'm not with you on this, but I appreciate the bold take. This is bold. And keep Z and Joshua. They could do that. Okay. Enjoy the live stream. I would be sad for you if Zadorov left. Thank you, Maria. Monday will be great. Can't wait. Love you. Peace out. Peace out to you too. And give that little daughter of yours a big hug for us. Give my brother a big high five. Okay? Is there a reason why our prospects haven't joined our team yet? Are they not of age? Is there a rule? No, there's not a rule. If they're good enough, they'll be playing. But they like to get them to the AHL first. Wielander and I think Lecker-Mackey will play this season. Wielander, I think he's coming to play in the AHL this season as well, but I'm not sure. Hashtag pipe dream. Exactly. That must have to be a comment towards one of my comments. Yeah, Shannon is with you, Maria. She really hopes the Oilers win. Yeah. She was born in Edmonton and moved to Victoria in 1980. It's a couple years ago. Hey, Shannon. Jimmy, I don't like the Oilers, but when they sang Thy Son's Command, the only thing they ever did I don't dislike. They do sing Thy Son's Command. That's awesome. Not that the other way they have it is wrong, but I'm like, I just like the old way a little bit better. But I understand why they changed it. Has to do with roster rules, limits to start off. Okay. Yeah. I agree. Technically, we need more scoring. I mean, what's the technically part? I mean, we lack scoring and lost against the Oilers. That's why we lost the series. But you're right. It's supposed to be Pettersson's role. And if he can, so if we assume he can produce and score like he's supposed to, yeah, exactly. Do we still need a scorer if he goes back to form? But that's the point. People are saying he's not going back to form unless he has someone to play with. Pettersson is the third seeding. Oh, Sedin? Maybe. They do need a good winger for Pettersson. Jake Guentzel would be a good upgrade. Yeah, absolutely. Ryan, we need more scoring and another D at least. Dreamer says Toffoli might be a love affair because of COVID. Toffoli probably doesn't want to come back because he scores a lot against Canucks. Yeah, right. Personalized, there you go. He keep this Demko and DeSmith and put Shilovs back in Abbotsford. Don't fix it if it ain't broken. That's definitely an option. I don't think it's going to happen, but you could be right. I could be wrong. Yep, Monday's going to be a saying, personalized, it is broken, we didn't win. It's because Demko's hurt. Yeah, exactly. Just injuries. It happens. But if we go by your logic and we need to trade back. Okay. You guys are getting off the rails here. Pope DeSmith fell hard off the season. Okay. So does your brother and wife live in Alberta? Yes, they do. They do. By your logic, if DeSmith was so good, why does Sheila start over in playoffs? Answer that. Ooh. A backup goalie should not be expected to be or play as a number one goalie. As what? I don't that I'm not with you there, my friend. DeSmith had the opportunity to stay in Vancouver if he would have played better, and he didn't. She stole the show, bro. Okay, we're going to get into this conversation. Canucks game vlogger, good to have you here. I want to talk about that. We need to trade DeSmith to save cap space. No? Yes, we do. That is the thing. I kind of think Toronto might go for I think there's a lot of teams that are going to want to go for DeSmith. In fact, I think the Edmonton Oilers are going to go after DeSmith. That's what I think. Free agent and gone. DeSmith is, yep. Okay. So before, I just got two more comments. Guys, girls, post in the comments who you think is going to win Monday night. Let's get into the Stanley Cup. Let's get into the Stanley Cup predictions, okay? Let's go there. I want to see it. I want to see it in here. So is it going to be Florida or Edmonton? And who do you think is going to win? It doesn't matter what the score prediction is. I don't care. You can put the score prediction in. I have no problem you doing that, okay? This is what we're going to do. Game 7, Stanley Cup Finals. Who's going to win? Florida, Edmonton. If you want to put the score prediction in, go in. Talk right now. Like, just post it in. I'm so excited about this game, everyone, because it was 1942, the last time a team in the NHL playoffs lost 3 games in a row and came back and won 4 straight. 1942. So there's so many cool storylines, okay? That's the biggest one for me. Not whether it's Canada's team, all that stuff. The 1942 thing is the most important thing to me, okay? So 1942. Can the Oilers come back? It will either be the greatest day for the Florida Panthers or the saddest day in their team's history. It's either going to be the best day in their team's history or the saddest day in their team's history. Think about that for a moment. All the pressure's on Florida, but what they have going for them. Not only they got a number of things going for them. They're at home, everyone. They're at home. That is huge. Now, granted, Edmonton beat Vancouver at home, Game 7. They already know how to do it. They've done it already this season. Game 7 killers. Edmonton has all the momentum. Edmonton in the last 3 games, guys, girls, Edmonton has been unbelievable, destroying the potential Stanley Cup champions 8-1. What did they score and then get next game? Didn't they score like 6 goals? Last game, they scored 5 goals. Now, game 5, McDavid took over. Game 6, McDavid didn't even have a point. They scored 5 goals. Every betting app's got to be predicting that Edmonton's going to win this series, right? But here's the thing. Didn't you say the same thing when Florida was up or was up 3-0? There's no way Edmonton's going to win 4 in a row. Probably a lot of people are saying they're going to get swept. They have all the momentum. Florida is walking over them, not like some are close games. Excuse me. You're sitting there and you're going, there's no way Edmonton's going to lose this. That's what I was saying with Florida. That's what I was saying about Florida. There's no way you're up 3-0. There's no way you're probably going to sweep. Maybe at worst it's going to be Game 5. Here we are, Game 7. Here's the other thing about this game. And I know this is weird because I don't subscribe to like you have to cheer for Edmonton because you're Canadian. But there is something nice about a Canadian team winning. It's been 1993. Montreal Canadiens won the last Stanley Cup. That's the last Canadian team. So there's part of me that wants that to happen. There's also part of me that wants Florida to get their first ever Stanley Cup. I'm a little salty that we lost to the Oilers. They deserved it. They earned it. Maybe they didn't deserve it. They earned it. Maybe they did deserve it. I don't know. There's so many scenarios. I want to see Barkov lift the trophy. I want to see McDavid win a trophy too. I feel very conflicted. I don't even know who I'm cheering for on Monday night. Part of me just wants to cheer for Florida. Wouldn't it be hilarious if Edmonton, after the season they had and the great playoff run, and then they come back and then they get crushed like a grape? Part of me was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. And then part of me was like, that'd be sad. Trevor, what kind of person are you that wants to see a team rise up, do everything to get there and get to that final game and then lose? It's called rivalry, everyone. It's called rivalry. So I felt these mixed emotions. There's part of me wants the Oilers to win. There's part of me that wants Florida to win. What do you think? Okay, we're diving in. I'm getting into your comments. This is going to be awesome. I'm so pumped to hear what you guys have to say. Oh, there's so many comments. This is awesome. By the way, everyone, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe, please do. I appreciate it. Okay, we're getting into Canuck. Tony says the Oilers are going to win. Shannon's all in on the Oilers. The bookies are definitely winning, Drew. You're right. Tony says that it's going to be 3-1 Oilers. Okay. Brian says Oilers, but Hart says Panthers. I can't believe I'm saying that. Wow, Ryan. I like it. I like it. I want Panthers to win, Canucks Game Vlogger says. But I feel like the Oilers have solved the Panthers and they got all the momentum. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Ryan, I'm not a huge Oilers hater like you are. I cannot stand the Flames. If the Flames were in the finals, I don't care if they're in Canada or not. I cheer for that team. When the Flames and the Tampa Bay Lightning played each other in the finals, I was cheering for Tampa. I was so excited when they won. So glad that Calgary did not win. I am not an Oilers hater. I respect them, but I am a little salty they beat us. I'm just saying. Florida can't choke or the market will suffer for years. Good point. 4-1 Oilers. Okay. I mean, you're not out to lunch on that. They've been just on. Yeah, personalized. You live in Edmonton. Check my NHL bracket. Yeah, if Edmonton wins, you win the pool, right? I think that's what happens. Either the Oilers will win. Either the Oilers win of OL. Oh, is it OEL? Oh, yeah, it must be OEL, right? That's the other thing for like Vancouver Canucks fans. Like OEL is going to win a cup. Man, it's crazy. It's a no win for me. Yeah, it's either the Oilers win or OEL wins. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Brandon, thank you for being here. 4-3 Panthers in overtime. That'd be epic. That'd be epic. Any game, if the game goes overtime, whoever wins, that'll be so cool. I hope Panthers, but Edmonton has a lot of steam and bounces are going their way. Yep. G, good to see you. Florida and OT first minute dump in from center goes in. Oh, that'd be disgusting, but be an exciting game. Not a fan of either, but thinking Oilers are going to squeak it out. Love the underdog. Only being done once. Yeah, dude, 1942, World War II was still going on. That was crazy. 82 years. 82 years. It's completely 50-50. You know what? I think if the Oilers win, it's going to be like something like 5-1 or something crazy like that. Or it could be a shutout. Honestly, I could see that. But I think if Florida wins, it's going to be a close one. Could you imagine being up 3-0 losing? I do feel bad for the Panthers. I mean, I'm excited for Oilers fans, though. I can't believe, yeah, and that's the other thing. Canucks, they would lose back-to-back finals. That would suck. And it would be awesome to see Lou hold up the cup. Florida will pull it off Monday. Home ice advantage, last 3 cup finals. Okay, Angelo, I like it. It's a name in the back of, okay, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the finals here. Going back to the finals. Paul Maurice needs to control himself as the players feel the tension their coach brings, which makes them lose morale. Yep, that's a good point. Yeah, it sucks for Luongo if they lose. Yep, it would. St. Louis and Boston, 2019, Game 7, St. Louis won first cup. Yep. But Boston was at home, right? I'm not Don Cherry, so I don't care what country they're from. Drew, that's awesome. I miss Don Cherry. I want Florida Panthers after they beat us. I want Florida Panthers after they beat us. Oh, you're talking about after the Oilers beat us? Yeah. Jeevan, if though the Canucks aren't in Game 7, I'm excited. I can just imagine if we were in Game 7, it would be crazy. I wouldn't even be able to sleep. Wow, that's dedication. That's obsession there. As a special advisor to the general manager, Bobby Lou may not qualify to host the Cup. I think he will. It shouldn't be about Canada. It's a Florida and Edmonton thing. Sure, but Canadians, man, I said I don't know. I've been cheering for Florida for most of the series. So many of my friends are angry at me. Family members are angry at me, but I like Edmonton too. I just predicted Florida at the beginning of the playoffs they're going to win, but then when the finals happened, I picked Edmonton. So, Jeevan's going with Panthers in overtime 4-3. I also don't want Panthers to win a cup before the Canucks, but I don't want the Oilers to win. So yeah, it's no-win situation, right? Yeah, I mean that's a tough one, but it is what it is. Oh, she knows, Shannon. She knows. She knows. And I respect her fandom is really cool. Like I'm so excited for her. And I'm hoping the Oilers win for her sake, for your sake, for other people who are good friends of mine that love the Oilers. I really hope. One of my closest friends lives in Edmonton. I'm hoping for his sake Edmonton wins, but I don't know. It's just been a hard one for me. Just being honest. What if Flames versus Boston finals? Who would cheer for? I'd cheer for Boston because I hate the Flames more. But I actually hope I'd cheer. I wouldn't watch it. I would not watch the finals, Ryan, if it was Boston versus Calgary. I dislike both those. Those are the only two teams in the league that I just dislike. I do not like the Bruins. I do not like the Flames. But if you said you had to cheer for one of them, I'd cheer for Boston over Calgary. I cannot stand Calgary. But anyone but Boston and anyone but Calgary. Those are the things, right? I want Oilers to win, but I kind of don't. It's a weird. I know. I feel the tension. I've been a Canucks fan since '90s. I never cheer for any other teams. Let's go. I like it. 5-2 Panthers. Woo! That would be a turn of events, wouldn't it be, Angelo? Good job. I like that bold take. Roy Anderson, welcome. One team will be heartbroken. On the bright side, percent multi-million year salary they'll get paid. Yeah. Listen, it's awesome. Team Canada is the only other team I cheer for, and none of the NHL teams are Team Canada, even the Canucks. Yeah. Interesting. But I like Team Canada too. Of course. Awesome. So you would understand what it means to have a cup back in Canada. Kent, good to have you here as a Canucks fan. I initially wanted the Panthers to crush the Oilers, but as the series has gone on and all that McDavid has done, included, you have to respect. Yes, you're right. And I say that if the Edmonton Oilers win the series, McDavid is going to win the Conn Smythe. Actually, I think McDavid is going to win the Conn Smythe no matter what happens. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Barkov goes off and gets like 3 points when they win. I think they'll go to Barkov. Let's go Panthers. So you wanted the Panthers to crush the Oilers, then you've respected them, but you still want the Panthers to win. That's awesome, Ken. That's awesome. I got Panthers all the way this year. Going to stick with it. Okay, sounds good. Isn't the Cup in Montreal most of the year? Isn't the Cup in Montreal most of the year? I'm not sure. I think it's Toronto, isn't it? It's Hockey Hall of Fame. I want the Canucks to be the ones to bring back the Cup to Canada. Me too. Excuse me. I think Florida wins 4-0. Fans chanting Bob, Bob. Yeah. The Cup went to Kamloops with Recchi in 2011 when the Bruins beat the Cup. Well, beat the Canucks and won the Cup. I was there. I wouldn't even take a photo with the Cup or touch it because the Canucks didn't win it. I love it. Riot if Florida loses. Actually, I thought about this. Will Edmonton riot if the Oilers lose? I don't think they will. I don't think Florida's not rioting. They don't care about hockey as much as we do. Not that we should never riot, okay? Yeah, to you, it doesn't have anything to do with Canada. I wonder what happens to the Panthers if they lose. Firing? Yeah, I don't know. What happens to the Oilers, too, if they lose? I'm not sure. They're not going to completely break down the team. There's no way. Two Stanley Cup finals in a row. How could they do that? But maybe they will. Demko and Besser were playing Game 7. Canucks versus Florida. By the way, what was Vancouver's versus Florida record? I think we were 2-0 against them, but we got to beat Dallas first, guys. Right? I did say Panthers in 7 originally, but I think they would have. I didn't think they were going to do a 3-0 series and then blow it. No, it's true. I'm saying both. I said Panthers would, and then when the finals came on, I said Edmonton in 6. Changed because they were just on fire walking in there. To me, it's all bandwagon hopping to cheer for another team. True. Totally fine to enjoy the game and history, though. Yep. How long after the Canucks and Oilers played did she have the baby? Oh, that's a good question. She was in labor during the. She said the one game was so stressful it put her into labor. So I can't remember. I'll ask her and I'll try to message you. Panthers lose. I see their GM gone, or East 2. Wow. Canada team is forever. Toronto Maple Leafs? Yeah. I don't think so, but you're entitled to your opinion. I really hope Draisaitl leaves Edmonton. Can they afford him? That's my question. I think people respect McDavid and the Oilers even before this. Yep. Florida has a lot more to lose. Yep. Brendan, Game 6 was impressive. I didn't get to see all of it. Actually, I didn't see any of it because I just watched highlights because I was at my daughter's graduation. But that was impressive. McDavid, if he doesn't win in Edmonton, he will in Toronto. A lot of people believe that. That would be really sad for Edmonton. But there's a lot of Toronto Maple Leafs fans that believe that. And maybe that is true. Heard the cup goes back to Toronto and it gets locked up there. The Botch guy, good to see you. I decided to start a second YouTube channel, this time focusing on Canucks, something I've been passionate about. Seeing you, Clay, and other Canuck YouTubers motivating me to do it. Cheers, thanks. So is your new channel The Botch Guy? Because I'll follow your channel. Well, in a few weeks. What do you mean? So tell me when it's, message me when it's ready, and I'll follow it. The keeper of the Canuck brings it back to Toronto. By the way, I really hope it's good. Okay. The keeper of the Canuck brings it back to Toronto, and it gets locked up after all the players and staff have a day with it. Bruins versus Canucks, tough one. Dude, 4-0 loss, it sucked. And then the riot was even worse. Each player on the winning team gets the cup for a day. Yep. Yeah, and then it goes to Toronto. 2011 rematch, this time different outcome. That'd be awesome. Thoughts on what you'd rather do? Sign Guentzel for $9.5 million times 7, or sign 2 top 6 wingers for around $5 million apiece? Ooh. First, it depends who the 2 top 6 wingers are. Is it Marchessault and Toffoli, or DeBrusque, or like who is it? That's too vague for me, but I do not want to sign Guentzel for more than $9 million. I think it's too much, and I don't think it's good hockey sense for us. So tough one, man. That's a tough one. I'm out. Just the scenario you're giving me right now. Okay, I don't like this scenario because I don't like Guentzel for $9.5 million, but I also don't like 2 top 6 wingers for $10 million. So it's like, if we're going to spend $10 million, we might as well go get Guentzel because you're saving yourself $500,000. So not yet, cousin Vinny, but I believe it's going to be soon. Nope, they won't. Bouchard wants a raise. McDavid most definitely will after this year, and Draisaitl will too. Yep, I think they're going to miss it. Japan it was a last minute shot. I've been thinking all day. I mean, I've been celebrating my daughter's graduation last 2 days, but here we are. Got a big day tomorrow, and I'm streaming tonight. So good to have you. But it was a last minute show. I didn't know if I was going to stream tonight, but I did. I think Game 7 comes down to which goalie stands on their head. Same for the Knox 2011. Yep. No, this was my wrestling channel. Okay. So what's your new channel called, man? Oh, it's in progress. Let me know. Yeet. All right, everyone. It's been an hour. Thank you for posting who's going to win Florida and Edmonton. I really like doing this video with you all. Just a reminder, I've got so many, so tonight we did this. I got to take this off, by the way. I've been doing so much content, the Hronik effect, Plan B regarding DeBrusk, the Canucks trade rumors, the one go get Guentzel, one of my favorites. I'll be back. Zadorov's coming back. Should we trade Pettersson? Which UFAs, RFAs to keep? I mean, I even did one about name the team for Utah. I think it's stupid that it's Utah. It's the Utah hockey team. I think that's ridiculous. You should watch that video. And then Canuck Clay and I did a review of I'm Just Here for the Riot, and I interviewed Clay, who's in the show. So check it out, everyone. I've got so much content out there. Appreciate each one of you being here. I got to call it a night. I got a big day tomorrow. Can't wait for Monday night. I am pumped for Game 7. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, hope that you guys and girls are doing great. But I'm calling it a night. And of course, always, go Canucks, go.